freestyle over. You know what I'm saying? So he just was like, yo, I want that beat right there, and this is how it's gonna be. Blah 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 blah. And he wrote "Who Got the Props," and yo, that was that. And we went to the label and was like, look, we told Mike what happened, and I was like, yo, in hip hop you can't come out, you can't be biting, yo. So we got to come with something else. And when we played the demo to Who Got the Props for Mike, Mike was like, oh hell yeah. And that's that, you know. And instead of it being Feminine Hood, the single became Who Got the Props with the B-side Fuck It Up.
I remember like it was yesterday when that video came out on BET. I immediately got goosebumps all over.
Wow.
Take me back to releasing that single and the reaction you got from your peers at the time.
Okay, well, I'm gonna take it back a little bit further, right? Because I you know, I have to explain another part. So Black Moon used to be 4 members. Black Moon was Buckshot, myself, Buckshot, 5FT, and my boy Finster from the group Finster Bundy.
Right.
Now, Finster, girl got pregnant. Okay? He, you know, him and his girl was expecting a baby. So Finster came through and was like, yo, check this out. I gotta get a job. You know, he had to do man shit. Have to get a job. I gotta get my shit together, and I won't be able to do music, yo. And we was like, all right, no doubt. And we basically, he left the group. 2 weeks later is when we got the deal.
Wow.
So I always felt bad, like damn, like he should have been a part of that and this and that. So
right.
What ended up happening was I ended up, you know, me and Finster had a mutual friend, which was the original Gucci Man, God rest his dead, Sam Jacobs. Sam Jacobs, he Gucci Man basically was like, yo, me and my boy, we starting a label called Cracked Records. You know what I'm saying? Cracked stood for cassettes, records, and CDs. That's what it stood for. And he was like, yo, I'll sign Finster. So I went in the studio a month before I did Who Got the Props, and did Finster's record, which was a record called Finster Baby. Right. And the other side was Finster Baby. The other side was, I don't remember what the other side was of that record, but we did Finster Baby, and Finster Baby came out first. And when Finster Baby came out, it was like a New York underground banger. So DJ started playing the record. So I'm sitting back like, oh, well, y'all like that? Y'all like that? Wait till I bring this other record to you. So, you know, the Finster Baby record starts bubbling. We go in the studio, we do the Black Moon record. We do the you know, we do Who Got the Props, and we do Fuck It Up. Now, there's a story behind that too. So remember, I told you, you know, me and my sound shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm studying sound. I think I'm an engineer already. So we go into the studio. Now, anybody who goes into the studio basically knows the engineer basically works for you. You tell the engineer what you're looking for, the engineer brings it to life.
Right.
So we go into the studio. The dude name was Shlomo Sonnenfeld. That's the engineer's name. Right? I think he's from Russia. I don't know. He's crazy. He was crazy. So Shlomo, we're doing the record. Yo, Shlomo is bugging. Shlomo's like, yo, go to the store for me. Ooh. Nigga looked at Buckshot and said, yo, Buckshot, you the MC, right? Yeah. Mr. Coffee, go get my coffee. And we're like, yo, B, we want to set it on this dude so bad. But he's the engineer. And we don't want to mess nothing up. Finally, you know, so we're fucking taking this shit. Like, you know, like we didn't go to the store, but at the same time, we wasn't on some, yo, Duke, I punch you in your face. We was just like, ain't happening, we gotta do work. So finally, I lay out the samples to Who Got the Props, and we're playing it. You know, I programmed the SP, and I programmed the 950, and we're playing everything, right? So then Slow-Mo goes, yo, this snare needs to sound like this. I'm like, no, that snare needs to sound like this. This is what I want to do. He's like, no, you don't know what you want to do. I lost it. And yo, word up, tell me how my music sound. Yo, I'm on the block. I hear what's going on the block. You're not on the block. You're in this attic sitting in front of your board making records, B. I said, yo, you sitting up here, you getting your coffee or whatever. You got niggas running around for you. You bugging out, B. So
Right.
he was like, oh, you know everything? You know what you're doing? Go ahead and mix the record. So the mix you hear on that record is my mix.
Dope.
I did the mix. He was looking at me like, so you know how to engineer? I was like, nope, this is my first time at a big board. I engineer my house on a 4-track, but it ain't so much of a difference. Except here, I could do a little bit more work than on my 4-track. And that also taught me a valuable lesson about studio and everything. And basically how you're in control of what you do. So ever since that day, no one ever told me how to do what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, of course, the same thing stuff with Buckshot. Like, we became the dudes, we ain't taking no shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's when I call it militant minds. Like, our minds, we just became militant with everything we was doing. And it worked. We went into Nervous, we took over, we was doing promotion on our records. You know what I'm saying? We was our own promotion shit. We was calling up the DJs, making sure DJs was getting the records. We was shipping out our own stuff. We ran the label. So that's how Duck Down became Duck Down. Because we was everything.
When you guys dropped Who Got the Props, and it was so successful and hypnotic, I mean, the streets couldn't deny it. Did other labels call you back and apologize?
Hell yeah. Every label called me back, and I got cursed out by Flex. I got cursed out by Vito. And I got, yo, Search was tight. Search's through five was tight. Yo, how you not gonna bring it here? We're your friends. I'm like, that was it. You're my friends. I didn't want you to think I was trying to get a deal. I just wanted to be your friend to get a record deal. A lot of cats was mad. And then a lot of labels would call me up like, look, we'll buy you out of your contract. I was like, nah, we're not doing that. We chilling. We good. Because here's the thing with Nervous. Nervous is an independent label. Michael Weiss was selling the records out of his van to the stores in New York. That's how independent Nervous was. And I'm riding with him, like seeing how he's doing shit. Now, let's rewind a little bit. Before that, I worked in a record store. So I sold records. So that's kind of how we knew how to promote the records. You know what I'm saying? I was selling the records, and I was the hot DJ around my way. So I kind of knew, okay, if I did this and this will work. You know, like I always, that's everything I did helped put me to where I'm at now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't like, oh, I got a job sweeping up the barbershop. Nah, everything I did was planned, even without me knowing it.
Right.
I knew the direction I wanted to go. I knew I wanted to do music. You know, anybody asked me what I wanted to do, I was like, yo, I'm going to DJ all around the world. And people would laugh at me. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you DJ up the block, B. You ain't DJing around the world.
Right.
I'm like, nah, I'm gonna be a big time DJ. Cause I didn't even want to be an artist. I just wanted to DJ. I want to be in the background. Cause I don't care about the whole star shit. I want to be the dude in the background. Respect the name. Don't worry about it. Respect the name and love the sound.
Right.
what I'm saying? Because fame can help you and it can hurt you. Because famous cats they gotta, they gotta, they got certain things that have to be going on. You gotta have money. You always gotta look like things is going on and this, that, and the third. I was like, yo, I don't care about none of that.
Right.
To this day, I don't care. Like the industry, I treat it like a 9 to 5. When people meet me, they meet me. You know what I'm saying? And it's ill because in this whole industry, there's one other artist that reminded myself of me, and that was Lady of Rage. When I met Lady of Rage, she was like, "No, my name is Robin. Don't worry about that Rage stuff. My name is Robin." And that's why I forever love Rage. You know what I'm saying?
So,
But
okay.
yeah, man, yeah, the Black Moon thing, man. Like the record wise, who got the props? When it came out, when we leaked it finally, Kid Capri was the first one to play. He was on BLS. Kid Capri threw it on, and I remember I was walking to the store, and I said, "Yo, that's my record right there." And the dude in the store said, "Yeah, all right, homeboy. Man, I help you?" I was like, "Okay." I'm not gonna say nothing because I know it is though, but you
Right.
know. And then it was funny because when that happened, I decided not to tell my peoples that it was my. So when the record came out, people was hitting me up like, "Yo, there's some dude calling themselves Evil D and Black Moon. Yo, catch bitch your shit. Yo, you need to go see them." I'm like, "Yeah, I will go see them." But it's like, yeah, we knew like it was a different sounding record,
Right.
and I wanted it to sound because remember I come from the era of no biting. I come from the era of where you did what you had to do and you went for self. You made your own sound. I also came from the era of where the DJ, um, like I always felt the DJ made the beats. DJ bought the music, so that's why being a producer was important to me. I didn't want to be the dude of the group that's just standing there and I play a record.
Right.
I'm saying like Buckshot's writing rhymes. I'm gonna write the music, you know, and that's just how it went. Like all three of us are equal shares of the business we call Black Moon.
Right.
Me, Buckshot, and Five.
Before we get into some of your other productions, can you just leave us with some of your best memories of creating Enter the Stage?
Uh, Studio sessions. Like we was going to the studio from midnight to 8 a.m. to record Enter the Stage, and it was in the middle of winter. It was cold as hell. And we started the stage at a studio called Calliope, which was a famous hip hop studio. Like the Native Tongues recorded there, and Digging in the Crates was doing work there too. It was a cool studio, but you know, I didn't know about studios back then. Like they didn't have no outboard gear. And for all the cats who's actually want to know what outboard gear is, that's basically the plugins. Well, instead of it being plugins, it was actual pieces of gear. They didn't have no outboard gear. They only had that like a one rack, and then that one rack was that recorder, a cassette deck, no, two cassette decks, um, two compressors, two like it was very limited.
Right.
And also they didn't like when you was recording with tape, or we was recording with tape at the time, you had to set tones. You had to run tones through the machine and set the machine so that everything falls at the right volume. It records at the right volume and it plays back at the right volume. They didn't do that neither. So when I had a fallout with the owner of Calliope
Mm.
because he was bugging. He was bananas. Rollerblading around, and he's bugging out, talking to himself. And he had a sign on the door, and the sign on the door said, "Do not knock on the door." You know what I'm saying? I was going downstairs to get something from the store. Buck was closing the door, and I turned around and said, "Yo, Buck," and tapped the door once. Homeboy came to the door and screamed on me. Yo, what you think you're doing? I told y'all not to knock on the door. And woo, 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 woo. Yo, my man, don't yell at me like that. What's wrong with you? I will snuff you, B. And then, you know, so me and him exchanged words, and he was on some, you only recording a demo, because I always go up there and do demos. He was like, yo, oh, you only recording a demo anyway. All right, let me take my stuff and get out of here. When he realized he messed up, he was on some real, yo, my bad, I'm sorry. Nah, we out of here, B. Thanks, but no thanks.
Right.
And walking to Nervous Records. Nervous Records is in Times Square. Like when you see New Year's Eve and they have Times Square, that's where Nervous was at. Nervous was right there in that section right there. And so I'm walking from Calliope, which was on 34th to 43rd. I'm walking, and I get to 43rd, and I bump into Premier. Premier goes, yo, what's going on? Hey, everything all right? How's the album coming? I'm like, yo, my man, I just left Calliope Studios. I hate that place. He goes, yo, check this out. I'm at this little studio. I'm the only hip hop dude there. Why don't you just come through there? We be the only hip hop dudes there. He was like, yo, here's the address. Come through at 3 o'clock. I'll be there about 3. So about 3:30, I get there. I walk in. Premier's like, welcome to D&D Studios. And he gets the owner, Dave, to show me around. And I look at Preem's room. Premier had the B room. And I look at the room. I'm like, yo, this is dope. And it was a big control room, you know. I'm like, yo, this is dope. He takes me to the other room, which is the A room. The A room has a small control room, a smaller control room with a big recording booth. And I played whatever I was working on at the time in there. Fell in love with the A room. And that was, you know, we went to D&D to finish Enter the Stage. We got to D&D, we recorded 4 more songs, and we mixed the whole thing, except for Who Got the Props. That was mixed already. We mixed Who Got the Props at Slow Mo Spot. We mixed Powerful Impact and Niggas Talk Shit at Calliope. Everything else was done at D&D. And the last track we recorded for the album was I Got You Open. Now, before Enter the Stage was called Enter the Stage, it was called Act Like You Want It. And basically the album was going to be like, it was going to look like, when you look at it, like you in the middle of a circle getting beat up. So when Buckshot made the song Enter the Stage, he was rhyming about the album. Like he's mentioning album cuts, and I'm like, we just all looked at each other and said, yo, this is what the album should be called, Enter the Stage, instead of Act Like You Want It. Act Like You Want It's going to limit us. Enter the Stage is people entering our stage, entering our world.
Right.
And the stage was born. You know what I'm saying? One of the things with the stage is most of it was pre-produced at my house. When we went into D&D, we went to the studio, we just basically laying stuff down real quick. You know, the budget for Enter the Stage, I think, was $50,000.
Wow.
And we didn't even spend half of that. We had to keep going back in to do mixes over. Because Mike was like, yo, the vocals are low, y'all got to go back in and this and that, and blah, blah. And I'm like, yo, this is hip-hop.
Right.
Oh, no, this. I'm like, no. Mike was comparing us to Sin-seer Music Factory. His hip-hop. And I'm like, yo, mama, one day he said in the studio, he said, yo, Sin-seer Music Factory don't be taking long. I said, yeah, that's why they shit down corny. Let me say this right now. Shout out to my man Freedom Williams. That's my homeboy.